Dating and relationships and love life do not have to feel like hard work. But in this modern day dating culture, it can feel so complicated. It can feel like a ton of hard work. On one hand, there are these relationship strategies and advice and from all these gurus or coaches maybe telling you what you need to say to a partner or how to know if he is the one, how to figure out whether to keep this relationship or not, or how to figure out what he actually wants, right? There is all of this information around reading someone, trying to read someone, trying to know if they are the one. And then there is this actuality of actually going about your love life, dating, and relationships. It can feel like another full time job on top of what you do for your work. Whenever you have to hang out with this person, or whenever you have to make time for this person, or plan for this person, plan these dates, so and so, it can feel so exhausting. But the truth is that love doesn't have to feel that way. Relationships don't have to feel that way. In fact, nothing in life is supposed to feel that way. In fact, if we are trying to force ourselves, like trying to, if we are feeling that something is hard, it means it's not right. It means that it's not in alignment with who we are. It means that it's not in alignment with truth. We are trying to force something that is not in alignment with our natural design, with the design that God has given us, with our true inner being, with our own naturalness. And the same thing in terms of relationships. If you find that dating is hard or relationships is hard, relationships feel like a ton of work, or maybe they are wasting so much of your time and you still somehow can't get to the right partner, the right relationship. Maybe you spend so much time in the wrong relationships with the wrong people, right? If it is feeling like relationships is hard or it's a ton of hard work, it's because we are trying to force things that are not true to us. And why is the reason that we force things? Why do we force to make a relationship work, or to force this connection to happen, or force to meet the one, right? In so and so time. The reason why we force things to happen is because we are afraid. We are afraid that we might be left out. We are afraid that you might be left out, that you might be single, or that you might end up being alone. And this fear is actually what is causing the exhaustion. That fear of like, I have to make this relationship work. I have to figure out whether this person is the right one or not. I have to figure out, I have to manage, I have to plan ahead for the dates, for the commitment. I have to figure out, especially as women, if you are feeling exhausted in your relationships, in dating, it means that you have become disconnected from your truth, from the truth of who you are. Instead, you are trying to sacrifice yourself, trying to sacrifice your sense of ease, your sense of enjoyment, your sense of wholeness. But instead, because of the need to make the relationship work, you're trying to force yourself. And you're sacrificing yourself. How are you sacrificing yourself? Maybe you sacrifice yourself by pleasing those people. Maybe you sacrifice yourself by performing for those people. Performing to look more put together, or to look more successful, or to look more whatever that persona of that magnetic woman is. To look unstoppable, to look like the woman you see on social media. Right? If you are forcing yourself to get the people to be interested in you, then it's going to feel exhausting. Sure, it's not going to look like physical labor. You're not doing a ton of physical labor in order to get the people, but still, spiritual exhaustion and emotional exhaustion can be just as tiring. And if you feel like dating is a ton of hard work, that is because your inner soul, your inner being is tired of forcing things, tired of being the one who has to make things work. But instead, you are meant to give to something greater. You can call it God, you can call it divine, you can call it the universe. You are meant to give that. All that managing is not supposed to be done by you. It's supposed to be done by the universe. And all you're meant to do is to show up as you, is to speak as you, is to express as you, is to enjoy being you. And relationships will become so easy when, instead of making it about the other person, or instead of trying to get to a quote unquote goal, instead, if you make it about your own enjoyment, instead, if you make it about how can I enjoy myself, right, while being with this person, how can I express the love that I am? How can I express the joy that I am? Instead of trying to make this person be interested in you, when instead you make it about you discovering you. You make it about you uncovering who you truly are, discovering the joy, the love, the peace, the bliss that you are. Then relationships just happen as a natural byproduct of it. You just naturally connect, because when you are yourself, when you are your full self, the other person can also be their full self. When you are not afraid of being weird, looking weird, but you just share what you naturally think, how you naturally feel, you just are enjoying yourself, then the other person can also enjoy themselves more in your presence. So rather than relationships being about someone trying to, like, it's not about you, or it's not about the other person needing to force to connect. Instead, it's actually more about presence. It's about you being the presence of love. You being the presence, that safety of who you are. And it's about your presence and their presence meeting together. And now, instead of trying to think, oh, is he the right person? Does he carry the red flag, right? Instead of trying to overthink inside your mind, trying to figure out that strategy on, like, perfect strategy to text him, perfect thing to say to him, rather than that, it's more about understanding yourself now. It's more about, can I be myself around that person? How do I feel around that person? How does it shift in my being when I'm around that person? How is my inner being around that person? And when you actually, instead of trying to discern the outside world, instead you look into yourself. You feel into yourself. When you feel into yourself, when you connect to yourself, that is how you actually just know if you are meant to connect with this person or not. That's how you naturally know whether that person actually has the capacity to give and receive love or not, because you are connected to you. You are connected to the love that you are, the love that you want to receive, the love that you want to give. And so, my love, relationships, dating, your love life, when it comes to like interaction, social interaction, even friendships, it doesn't have to feel like hard work. It doesn't have to feel like you have to walk on eggshells and you have to figure things out. Because the truth is, relationships, all relationships you have in with other people on the outside world, it happens from first the relationship with yourself. If your relationship with yourself is where you can't trust yourself, or you doubt yourself, or you are insecure about yourself, then other people are simply going to mirror you. And you're so busy trying to correct and trying to manage how that appears on the outside, when the truth is it all is just inside. And when you focus on this, when you focus on what is true to you, what your inner being is actually wanting to give and receive, and you become that, you allow yourself to become that, become the love that you are, then relationships become natural, because now it's all about you expressing yourself. And the same thing, it applies to your career too. Everything in life is just a matter of if you are truly expressing yourself or not. Your desires, everything that you desire, come as a natural byproduct of you expressing who you truly are. Expressing the wholeness, the fullness, the fulfillment of who you are. And that, my love, is the heaven on earth. The happily ever after that you have always been looking for. Much love. My love, if you're resonating with this video and you want to have more peace and fulfillment in your relationships, book a free intro session to find out the inner shift that your soul is asking you for in order to transform. The link is in the description box below.